Welcome to the #Attitudeshield podcast, the true mental operating script rewriting program designed for those looking for a change from within. No more hype or sugar-coated promises. This is to-the-point guidance on how to change the way we think to grab the life we always wanted. Are you ready for the change? Now your host, David L. Parker.
Hey, welcome to the next episode of #Attitudeshield. I'm David L. Parker. I'm very glad you're here. I want to jump right into the show because yesterday we were having a great time, right? We were talking about some good stuff. We were actually talking about that the universe, the world, your existence is going to give you the exact same lesson over and over and over again, but just in a different version. It's going to be changed. It's not going to be the same. It's not like the universe only has one copy of the test, and it's going to happen to you until you master it. You don't get to duck this lesson. You don't get to duck what's going on. You don't get to say, no, not going there. You're going there, and you're going to keep going there over and over until you get it, because this is the foundation that is being built upon by your existence. Just like your operating script is so important, what you say to you is so important. Well, you mastering these lessons is so important. It's like I said yesterday, or the previous episode, if you will. We make fun of people that fail and do things 27,000 times. Too many divorces. And the funny thing is, where I didn't go with this law about how we have to go through the same thing over and over again, is that we try to hide it. I don't want anybody to know that I'm actually facing this shit again. You don't want anybody to know. Everybody knows. Don't you love that? Don't you love how we act like people don't know that we're going through stuff? You know, people act like there's this lie that everybody lives with. That is, they're at least they're getting told by this terrible operating scripts, these operating scripts that are driven by the reality of social media, and that is everybody else's life is perfect. Just look on TikTok. Everybody else's life is amazing. Just look on Instagram. Everybody's life is superb. Watch me on Facebook. Except yours. Their life is great. Your life sucks. That's the lie. You know, when I say, how you doing? People say they're living the dream. I know they're lying. Your dream is to be at the grocery store. Your dream is to be sucking a beer at a bar, trying to balance your checkbook on your phone because you're broke. That's your dream? No. People just don't understand that we've been told a lie, and the lie is that we're all going to go, the lie isn't that we're all going to go through the same lessons and learn, but the lie is that everybody else has figured it out and everybody else has learned it and everybody else is driving and you're not. That's the lie. The lie is that the only successful people in a marriage have one marriage and it worked. Bullshit. The lie is people who go to college are the only successful people. Bullshit. The lie is you can't do something. That's two types of bullshit. The lie is that everybody else is something and you're not that something. That's the lie we've been fed. It's the most single important understanding of a lie you've been fed in your life, and that everything else builds on this lie. And that is everybody else is not having a wonderful, fantastic, glorious, simple little life, making millions of dollars, kicking back with their feet up, drinking freaking pina coladas. They're not. They're busting their butt just like you. They're having a challenge with relationships just like you. They're having to work hard to raise their kids just like you. They're having to do the same things you have to do. Just doesn't look the same. It's just a different version. But back to what I was talking about. You, me, you're going to have to face the same lesson over and over and over again until you get it right. You're going to have to face the same lesson over and over and over again until you make the better decision. You're going to have to face the same lesson over and over and over again, because the life isn't going to let you decide, this is it. As far as I'm going, I'm not doing it no more. Your life is going to take you where you have to go. Your life is going to take you. Call it destiny. Call it whatever you want to call it, but life is going to take you there. You might make it a really long journey, but you're going to get there. You have a purpose. You have a reason you're here. You have a manifest destiny. And the universe is going to get you there whether you want it to or not. It's what's happening to us. It's part of our operating script. You were designed to do something. Ever had a dream that didn't happen? Mine was the NFL. Yeah. My dream was to be a quarterback in the NFL. Didn't happen. Okay. Next dream. My dream was to be an Amway millionaire. Didn't happen. My dream was to be Sergeant Major of the Army. Didn't happen. My dream was to be fill in the blank. Didn't happen. Why? Not because of effort. Could I put more effort in? Sure. But just because it was my dream doesn't mean it was what it's supposed to be. Doesn't mean it's what I'm supposed to do. Now, some people would argue with me till I'm dead in the face. They'd be like, rah. But that doesn't change it. I have a brother-in-law. He went to school to be a lawyer. 4 years into school, he changed his mind. Decided a lawyer wasn't where he was supposed to go. Went and became a school teacher. Could he have saved 2 years of school? Yes. Does it matter today? No. See, that's the point. One of the points I was making yesterday, that time in our life, time in our world, time in our passions, time in the things that we do are going to pass whether we want it to or not. So you need to figure out what it is you're going to do. Now, some people would say, well, that's sort of going against what you've been talking about. You tell people to go after their dreams and have these massive targets. Yes, I do. I absolutely positively do. Guilty as mother freaking charged. Yeah, I am guilty. But I also want you to understand that love and that passion sooner or later is going to drive you into what you're really designed for. Hopefully you find it quickly. I didn't find it quickly. I'm in my mid-50s. But I know what it is now. You know what? Now I know exactly where I'm going, to the point that I'm flustered with the fact I'm not there yet, because I can look back at the road. I can look back at the bumps. I can look back at the gravel and the grass. I can look back at the glass that I had to walk through to cut myself to shreds because I wasn't going in the direction I was supposed to go. I wasn't headed to where I was supposed to be. I wasn't listening. Shh, listen to the world. Listen to the universe. Listen to the power that is. Listen to what's going on. I wasn't listening. I was driving my own bus, realizing that I was in the wrong seat, and my steering wheel is one of those ones you give a kid to play with in a car. I really wasn't in charge. Because I had to learn a couple things. I had to learn that we glow different when we act, and we consistently act and communicate from a place of love. I didn't know that. My operating script didn't understand that sometimes raising your voice can be from love. It's just what you're trying to do. Yesterday, 2 days ago, I got into a conversation with a 20-year-old who's literally going through the first part of the show, the same lesson over and over and over and over and over and over, but he's only in this position. Lesson 1, over and over. He's only there. That's as far as he's got. It's not like he's done 15 overs yet. Now, wouldn't we be a better place if, when we acted from love towards each other, that we listened from love? What? We listened from love, and we responded with action. I mean, people say it all the time. If you could go back to a certain point of your life and give you some advice, what would it be? When and what? When and what? And I've sat around sometimes. I mean, come on, I was deployed for 61 months. If you don't know what that means, I was in a combat zone for 61 months of my life, overseas for 61 months of my life, not home with my family for 61 months of my life. And I would think about that. I can look out the window at these amazing pine trees and rolling hills outside my window and think, what was that moment in my life? What was that place that I would go back and give me some advice? Hey, David, let me grab you and just shake you to death. Get you to listen. Reminds me of the movie Shawshank Redemption, where Red says, I wish I could go back and talk to that stupid kid. Can you see that moment in your life? Can you see that moment where you would have gone back and said, hey, pay attention here? Of course you can. If you haven't thought about it, think about it. But of course you can. That's the advice we give people. We share with people. Why? Most advice is shared with the focal point of saving the other person from going through pain. But every single person that you share this with, they think they're so extraordinary that they're not going to go through that pain. So if the rule is the universe, life, is going to bring you through the same lesson over and over and over again, different versions till you get it right. Second rule, everybody gets to go through these different versions of that test until they get it right. But yet the 2 people, 5 people, other people who've made it through the version of the test and have now getting it right, when they give advice to the one getting ready to go into the test or in the middle of the test, the person in the test doesn't listen. Makes you want to take a 20-year-old and just smack them upside the head, because you could save them so much time, pain, and money. Makes you want to punch somebody in the face. Now you can't be going out and punching people in the face. Well, okay. I guess you can. I wouldn't recommend it. Not really good on relationships. Not really that advantageous. I mean, it can be entertaining as hell, right? So what's another thing about what we're talking about? Nobody wants to tell you why discipline is so important. Nobody wants to tell that 20-year-old kid. Nobody wants to tell my 30-year-old son. Nobody wants to tell my 46-year-old daughter. Nobody wants 46? No. Well, maybe. Yeah, 1984. Look at me not knowing how old people are. 94, 04, 14. Yeah, 94, 04, 14. No, I feel like I'm losing my mind today. 1994, jump forward 10 years. You got 2004, 2014. I don't know, mid-30s. Anyway, I don't even know what I was talking about. I just wanted to talk about discipline. This is the strongest form of self-love. It is ignoring the current pleasures for bigger rewards to come. It's literally loving yourself and who you're going to be enough to give yourself what you wanted without going through the pain, without going through tragedy and devastation, because you're disciplined yourself. I mean, it's not that hard. It's not, I don't, sometimes I feel like the message I'm trying to share is way beyond, because the operating scripts, if you're working on a really earlier version of an operating script, then what I'm talking about probably comes across as madness. Of course it is. If I could save you any of the pain that I went through, I'd do it. If I could save my daughters from all the pain they went through, I'd do it. My sons, I'd do it. I watch them. I think that's the curse of parenthood. You do the best you can do, and sometimes the best you can do is lousy. Sometimes the best you can do is just not any good at all, but it's still your best. Then those kids grow up and they go off into their own life. And it's incredible. The oldest daughter, master's degree. likes what she does, makes no money, none. She followed her passion. It doesn't make her any money, but guess what? She's happy as far as I can tell. The next one, police officer, married to a police officer. A little bit of difference. One goes to the University College of London, gets a master's degree in museum management. The next one goes off and becomes a great police officer, married to a police officer. The next one is crazy as a lark, completely controlled by religion, makes no decisions that go against her chosen sect of religion, to the point of who she even has a relationship with in families, and loves to sit in a wonderful seat of judgment, as I call it, and cast down the judgment, because holier than thou. So look at the differences right there in the first three. The fourth one, the first son in the family. He's in prison. Wife passed OD'd on heroin that he introduced her to because life was tough and his back hurt. All right. Next one down, can't hold a job for more than a few months, has got some definite challenges, faces them with a pretty good attitude. It's awesome. Doing his thing, really. Next one, lost in the sauce. She's just enjoying her life. So as the parent, step-parent, parent, adult connected, there's nothing you can do. You can just sit back and watch and sit back and cheer them on and hope that they get where they want to go. And life's going to drag them there. I've talked to you about that. Life's going to drag them where they're going to go. Now, they can be dragged by their teeth or pushed by their butt. It doesn't matter if they're going to ever get there, but hopefully they understand that disciplining themselves is the greatest form of love. And I could talk to all of the 6 kids and give them one message. That message would be, if it cost you your peace, it's too goddamn expensive. If it costs you your peace, it ain't worth it. If there's somebody in your life that costs you your peace, get them out of your life. If there's something in your life, a drug, alcohol, TV addiction, jukebox, freaking Xbox, whatever. There's something that happens in your life that costs you your peace. It's not worth it. It's too expensive. Too expensive. I have given up all my peace to have something or be with someone. And some of these situations are 25 years ago, and I'm still paying for it. I've had friendships, business partners, legal connections, social connections that they didn't bring any peace to my life, and I didn't bring any peace to their life, and it was too expensive for both of us. This is part of life. This is the challenge of one of the challenges of many things we're going to have to deal with. If it costs you your peace, it's too damn expensive, everybody. It's just too expensive. Get rid of it. I don't care what it is. I don't care who it is. Not even a little bit. Now, hey, well, but let's have a little fun. Let's say, who wants to go with it? Who wants to shut off their phone, take this piece of garbage and throw this thing out the window, right? And drive to a beach and just forget about everything and just listen to the sounds of the waves crashing. I miss Monterey, California. I miss that part of living in Monterey. I don't miss anything else about California. I definitely don't miss the prices, and I don't miss the hustle and the bustle of the place, but I definitely miss the sound of the waves. Wouldn't it be great to shut off our phones? You know, it's amazing how much this thing sort of dictates our life, isn't it? Isn't it amazing how much this thing dictates? Drive to a beach, drive to a mountain, drive to a lake, just forget everything for a day. Keep it simple, someday. Keep it simple now and just listen. Listen to the sound of the waves. Listen to the call of an eagle that flies across the lake. Listen to the wind in the pine trees. Just turn off all the crap and listen. Listen to life. Listen to the world. Listen to what's necessary. Listen to what's coming. But make sure you listen to where you're going. And I'll talk to you soon.
You've been listening to Attitudeshield, your double dose of espresso for your attitude. Check us out on Facebook and on the web at www.attitudeshield.com. Again, thanks for spending this time with us. Between now and when we talk again, keep those shields up, eyes on the target, and always be moving towards your dreams.